My name is Maya Osinski, and I'm a 4th grader in Birmingham. My parents made my chore taking out the trash. That is when I started thinking about how much trash we make. When you throw food into the trash, there is no oxygen involved in breaking it down. This means that it gets broken down into methane gas, which is even worse for global warming than carbon dioxide. There's a way around this though. Composting is a process that turns food and leaves into soil. Compost helps decrease plant diseases and improve plant growth. Also, the more we compost, the more we can preserve our landfills to throw away more appropriate trash. Did you know that 30% of trash put in the garbage each year can be composted? Scientists predict that if everyone were to compost, then the impact would be the same as removing about 7.8 million cars from the road. After learning this, I was convinced that we needed to start composting, so I went to talk to our neighbor Tori, who knows a lot about composting. Tori, can you walk us through the process of how compost is made?
Absolutely. So composting is aerobic digestion. The method I use is a bin, and you put in a layer like that of dried leaves or twigs or whatever. Then you put a layer about half that size of your green material, which would be like your kitchen scraps, laundry. You've got all your material in the compost bin. The anaerobic bacteria will work in tandem to break it down.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Here's some items that are compostable. Food scraps that don't contain meat or dairy. They tend to attract predators. Eggshells. Crunch them up first. Coffee grounds. Newspaper. As long as it isn't too high a percentage of the mixture and has no color. Sawdust, as long as it is clean and hasn't been contaminated with oil. We decided to start our own composting at home. I learned that when you compost with worms, you don't get predators like rodents in your compost bin, so we decided to try that. You know that worms have no teeth? The food needs to be in small pieces so they can break it down. Other small bacteria and bugs, called pre-digesters, also help break the food down, so it is small enough for the worms to eat. Once food enters their mouth, it gets sucked through the pharynx into the esophagus and clopped down into the gizzard, which is like a stomach. It gets ground up into tiny pieces and needs grit, which is small rough pieces to help break it up. Soil and eggshells can do this job. Then food travels to the intestine, where the worm absorbs most of its nutrients. Worm casting, which is fancy name for worm poop, come out the other end. The worm castings are the compost and is really good for your soil. We're going to do worm compost. So first, you're going to need whips up some cardboard, newspaper, and some egg. And then you're going to slightly, then you're going to add a little water and pick it up so there's not too much water. And then you're going to add it, but not too much. And you're going to add it into this. Put it in lightly, you do not need to pack it down. Now add your food. Make sure to cover it with the bedding. Next, add your worms. We ordered ours online. I can do this, you and your family can do it too. Even a small change can make a big difference. If we all make a small change, can you imagine the impact we can all make together? Thank you for watching and caring about our environment.